Hey everyone, I'm BW Rosas, and I want to kind of talk to you about something that I've been kind of thinking about. We're all into anime in many ways. It doesn't matter if it's, broadcast on 4Kids TV, broadcast on Funimation channels. We're all into anime. It doesn't even matter if it's broadcast on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim. The thing I want to talk about the most is the one thing that anime does that the U.S. animation doesn't do. And that is have animated titles based on adult stuff. Basically what I'm talking about is the animation we have here. Sure, we have adult animation like The Simpsons and Family Guy and American Dad, and the list can go on and on. But the one thing we don't have in either one of those is what Japan does. And what Japan does is it takes animation to another level. It takes this adult animation to another level that we've never been to. That U.S. has barely been to in such a long time. For example, I have a couple of titles. I'm not going to mention them though. But I have a couple of titles that I rarely watch now. But when I watch them, I do pray to God for forgiveness. I pray to the Lord to forgive me for my sins for watching that kind of stuff. And I know He forgives me. But the truth is, when I would watch it, it would surprise me. Because they take adult animation to another level. There are titles out there that involve around nothing but sex and lesbian sex, regular sex, orgies, you name it. And you think to yourself, man, how could Japan do this? Why aren't the parents of Japan whose kids watch anime, why aren't the parents of Japan doing something? Well, obviously it's because Japan can get away with a lot more than we can. The difference between their adult animation and ours is, there's a lot of sexual references, but you don't see no sexual activity. But in their adult animation, you see it. You see it full force. You see it in ways that you think, well, wait a minute, am I watching animation or am I watching an adult channel? I don't know, something else. You think that, yet you just don't get it. You just don't understand it. Neither do I. I can never understand how they can get away with it, and yet the animations here in the U.S. have to be subtle, if you know what I mean. But, it's not just the adult animation either. We all have a difference in animation when it comes to regular animation. When a studio brings an anime show over here to the U.S., one of the things that they do that we don't like is, according to many fans of anime that gets brought over, they cut it up, they butcher it. Studios like 4Kids and a few others out there, they take it, they butcher it. Only very few studios here in the U.S. actually allow the uncut versions to come around, and that's because fans demand it. But the truth is in Japan, that doesn't happen. Japan lets it, just air the way it is. If you have a character dying in there, they let the character die. Here in the U.S., here in the U.S., they take that death and they turn it into something else. A prime example, many people have talked about this, is when the character of Molly in the 3rd season of Sonic X, in the original version, she dies. In the U.S. version, she survives. Which is kind of crazy. Which is kind of weird. You think, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because you think that they would show that death. You think they would show that, right? But the reason is because they felt as though it's not suitable. Well, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Here's the thing that throws me off, though, and it throws a lot of people off. How can they find something like that non-suitable, and yet they still allow in certain shows like Sonic X, like Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I don't know, One Piece and Naruto and whatever, why do they allow certain death scenes, and yet in other things they don't. You know, it just drives me a little wacky, if you know what I mean. I know it drives a lot of other people wacky. Because, you know, why is it they have to cut something like that out, but then yet they have other things shown? You know, like other deaths that get shown, but yet they don't do anything about them. And here you have in Japan, you know, they're allowed to do it. You know, that is the crazy difference. I mean, you must be, I mean, the thing is, you got to be thinking to yourself, how in the world could that be? But like I said, fortunately, there are studios out there, or did I mention this? I'm not sure. But there are, fortunately, studios out there that allow this stuff to happen. As a matter of fact, one video studio, I should say, called ADV, from what I've heard, has taken several titles that were produced by 4Kids and now is going to re-release them on DVD, possibly the way fans want to see them. But I guess we'll just have to wait. But like I say, it just blows my mind how these differences occur. I mean, it's not just adult animation either. In adult anime, I mean, it just blows my mind. Doesn't it blow your mind? Doesn't it make you think, wow, how can that be so different? Why can they, you know, get away with it and we can't? Why can they show certain things and we can't? You know, that's just, you know, that's just something I'm always going to keep wondering about. But I would like to know what you guys think about it. Just comment. Let me know. Let everybody know. And maybe we all might find common ground there. Might find an answer. Who knows? But until then, I'm BW Roses, signing off.